Well, hello, and welcome to Old People This Week. My name is Jeff, and that rascal there, the only man in our town, at least, who knows the difference between a dogie and a doggy.
You betcha.
You betcha. You bet your chaps you do.
You ride one and you eat the other one.
What's that? Say that again?
You ride one or you eat the other one.
Oh, my God. I thought a dogie was a little gopher thing, not something you ride.
A dogie is a little sauerkraut and pickles on it. It's great. A doggy is a cow.
Oh, a doggie's a cow.
Yeah. Get along,
All right.
little doggy.
Anyways, we are.
I got to get you to the ranch.
I want to go to the ranch. We are your hosts. Old People This Week is a podcast for smart and relentlessly fascinating people like Mike and I over the age of 60. So if you're not yet of that age, you should probably hang around because you'll learn something, because we are the smartest men in the Pacific Rim, including Japan, Taiwan, and Thailand. We'll give you...
And Papua New Guinea. We have to remember that.
We do have one viewer who writes us from Papua New Guinea, wherever the hell that is. We'll give you all the stories, the gossip, and the inside info that you need this week heading into the weekend, so you'll sound smart when you're hanging out with your friends playing pickleball or at the golf course or playing tennis or, of course, at happy hour, where Mike and I will spend hours wasting each other's time and bothering other people.
No, we don't bother anyone. We make them much smarter. They leave happier after they've been sitting around us.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. I got my hair cut. Here, I'm ready for my...
How could you tell? It's like Calvin. It's like when Calvin Coolidge died. How could you tell? That's not
Only you would know who Calvin Coolidge is, by the way. No one else knows who Calvin Coolidge is. You probably voted for him. Oh, my God.
How much did you pay for that?
$40.
I don't see 1 ounce difference from 2 weeks ago. It's just frightening. It's just frightening to me.
I go to this place called Sway's, all these young guys with tattoos and stuff. And by the way, all they do all day is between cutting hair is watch this giant television they got there, and they watch shows like Jeopardy and Let's Make a Deal, and they shout answers at the TV, and they're always wrong.
Always wrong.
Yeah.
I love it.
Any rate, what was I going to tell you? First thing I wanted to tell you is last night, this is the God's truth, I'm flicking around the TV channels, and I come across Cow Palace Women's Rodeo.
Yeah.
From Daly City, California, and it's a competition of women rodeo riders.
Yeah. There's a whole professional association.
Yeah.
Women's professional rodeo cowboys.
So the first thing I see is they're doing this thing called barrel racing. So
Yeah.
the woman's going to come out of this chute and ride her horse as fast as she can around these barrels, and then they time them.
Yeah.
All right. First woman comes out. I was going nuts. I was loving this. She comes out flying out of the chute on her horse. She gets to the first barrel, only the horse doesn't want to go around the first barrel. So the horse stops. Woman does not stop. Woman flies in the air, slams into this fence they had there. And I was like, holy cow, this is actually a good sport. I like this. She got up and meekly pulls her horse back into the chute because there was no purpose for her to get on and go anymore. She'd already lost all that time.
Yeah.
And then the horse didn't want to go back in there, and she had to stop and try to pull the thing back in. It was great. And that next woman out, though, did not screw around, and she did not make a mistake. She flew out of there, flew around those barrels, and did it in 16 seconds, which was evidently pretty good because she won it.
It's pretty incredible. Those horses are so well trained.
Yeah, there was, the thing was honestly, there was nobody there, though. It was in this Cow Palace up there in San Francisco, and it was almost empty. There was very few people there. Didn't stop them from having a good time, though. We're always goofing on every other generation besides ours because they're, frankly, always goof on us.
As we should, yeah.
But every once in a while, I have to call to task somebody from our generation, too. So I'm at CVS a couple of weeks ago, and there was a guy there, an old guy, and he was ripping into the pharmacist guy like nobody's business. He's just yelling at this guy, and he was a young Asian guy. He took it and he took it and he took it and he finally went, I can't take this anymore. And he turned almost in tears and he ran through the back of the pharmacy to, there was a door in the back there, and went inside and slammed the door.
Oh my God. What was the guy upset about?
Yeah, I caught it late. I don't know what he was yelling about, something about his prescription. But whatever, he felt bad, the old guy did, after the pharmacist disappeared. And then another pharmacist came over, a woman came over and started yelling at him, like, what are you doing, chasing our pharmacy people around?
Yeah, good.
Anyway, that was that 2 weeks ago. And then yesterday, or over this weekend, I was there again at the CVS to buy some hair promenade. So I had to grease it back.
Boy, was that a waste of money.
Anywho, I get there and I'm waiting around. Oh, I know why we went. 'Cause Valerie had to get a COVID and flu shot on the same day, which is
yeah.
crazy.
Did she have a reaction?
Yeah, she got kind of woozy yesterday, the day
Yeah.
after it, and then and her one arm was just hanging there from the pain from the flu shot. So I'm waiting around for her, and all of a sudden, there's this guy walks in, old dude on a cane, and he starts, and everything he says is at the top of his lungs. He goes, hey, where's the vitamins at? Where's those vitamins? You know, he's yelling, and there people are looking around him, and he goes,
Yeah.
how come I can't find the doggone vitamins? So another old guy came over and helped him show where the vitamins are. He goes, what do you need, an attorney around here to get something?
Oh, yeah.
So he's going on and on. Everybody's just like, oh, man. So I had to get away from him. So I went up to the front of the store to wait. And I tried on these glasses, these readers, you know, because I don't know why, because I was wasting time there. So I'm trying on a pair of readers.
Yeah.
And I see Valerie's coming. So I take the readers off and I put them on one of those cashier stand, but it was deserted. There was nobody there.
Yeah.
So anyway, long story short, a woman comes up to use that cashier's thing and sees these glasses sitting there, and she's going, I don't know whose glasses these are. Well, the dude with the loud voice had made his way up front. He goes, hey, what do you mean you don't know who those glasses are? Oh, hey. And she's trying to reckon with this guy. And then finally she goes, I don't have a bag. And the loud voice guy goes, bag? He goes, I had a bag once. And he goes, then I divorced her.
Oh, no.
And the woman under her breath goes, that's not appropriate. I couldn't wait to get out of that CVS and away from that guy. And as I'm leaving, so we're walking out the front door, I could hear him at the cashier's stand.
Still going.
Still going. And he's talking to the cashier. He's going, hey, what's your name anyways? And she goes,
no.
My name is Carlita. Carlita, what kind of a name is that?
You just run screaming from the room.
Oh my God, these guys, they're just, you want to just say, who are you? Are you deaf? They must be deaf because they can't hear their own, how loud they're talking.
Yeah, exactly.
Get a hearing aid, fool.
Well, I had the old guy experience today at the market. I stopped by to pick up a prescription, but because of my recent medical issues, I've been wearing a compression sock on one leg because of this swelling in one leg, right? So I'm walking around the market with one compression sock, and the looks I get are just, it's like, what are you, an idiot? Did you forget to put the other one on?
That's right.
Like,
You have to wear long pants if you're going to pull that move. Otherwise, you're going to look like you're senile or something.
No, I got these really cool ones though. They have like graphic design on them, and I mean they don't look just like those plain old black knee socks.
Where'd you buy them
So
from?
stupid. I got them from Amazon.
But what is the name of the company?
I don't know. It's a compression sock. I just bought the picture.
All right. What else did I want to tell you? Oh, I know. I read this thing, and advice column said that a woman wrote in. She goes, my grandma has advanced Alzheimer's disease and a hearing loss, and she's 97 years old, and it's becoming nearly impossible to communicate with her. She's old, and she's affirmed.
Yeah, no kidding.
And the question was, should I vote for her? And I said, no, you don't vote for a 97-year-old who doesn't really know what she's doing. That's illegal.
No, that means you're voting twice for yourself.
Yeah, because this old woman doesn't know who's running or anything. She just, just wants to be left alone. Leave us alone. If I get to be 97 years old, I'm going to just keep a stick next to me. Anybody gets near me, I hit them with it.
You're going to have two signs. Don't answer the phone and leave me alone.
And one little sign that just I'll hold up and just say, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
I'm your son,
Yeah.
Jake.
No, you don't want to hold that sign up because that leads to a conversation.
You know, it's the conversation.
You
You're right. I don't want any
just leave me alone.
conversations. Just leave me alone. So, no, don't vote for anybody old. Just leave them alone. They don't need to be voting. Now, I'm going back to making fun of people who are younger than us, so I'm switching here back to that. We boomers, we gave the world everything that they need. Gave everybody everything they need for a brilliant life. Just before us, it was pretty much the dark ages. We gifted the world with the computer, the internet. Steve Jobs, after I was born, 1955, super boomer. But of course, the next generation after ours and all the following generations have screwed it up.
Yeah.
And they've screwed it up because they basically figured they could have technology could, run their life. They do everything online. They don't do anything else but get online. They can't add for themselves. They can't, they can't do simple arithmetic. They can't find anything if they don't have the internet. If the internet goes out, they run around whining and crying and
Can't complete a sentence.
I can't complete a sentence. Can't write a sentence.
No.
They don't have that AI. They wouldn't be able to write anything. But the worst thing they screwed up, they even screwed up how to date people and meet people. All you had to do in the old days was go to a bar, try to get somebody to talk to, try to ply them with alcohol, and then you would meet somebody. That's how you met people and got married. You went to bars and you found somebody and drank with them.
Yeah. Worked just fine.
Worked fine. For the generation, for a million years, it worked fine, and these guys screwed it up. So they find dates by they swiping all over the place. They're on Tinder and trying to find people. Going from one fake profile after another.
They're
But
all
if you
liars.
they're all liars, right? If a person on there, if a guy on there, if a woman's looking online and the guy says he's 6 foot, he's 5'6". He's not 6 foot.
Yeah.
If he says he's 35, he's really 43 or older. If a woman, by the way, says that she's into animals, you know what it means?
Yeah. She's a cat lady.
Yeah, she's got 5 cats at home.
Yeah.
And if she says that she's independent, you know what that means?
She's broke.
She's broke and needs a job. She's looking for somebody to help her
Sugar
out.
daddy.
So it doesn't matter if you're male, female, anything. Anybody on those sites are lying. It's destroyed the actual idea of how you get together with people.
Yeah.
But it seems that finally some people are coming to their senses, at least in terms of dating. They're going back to analog, old school, old style. This guy's name is Dave Klein. He's a 28-year-old data manager, whatever that is.
Of course.
And
Aren't they all?
they're all data managers.
That's all they do is manage data.
That's it. Where's my data? I got to manage it today. So he decides that he's not had enough of Tinder, but he still wants to get his name out there. So he made a Davis single billboard and corresponding Instagram account with a new kind of dating profile. So basically, here you see this picture of him, this sign he set up. He basically called it a goofy experiment, but he got 500 people found him, and now he's working his way through those 500 people to try to meet somebody.
Cool.
And then there's this thing called Tinder Disrupt, which was founded by this woman. What's her name here? Rose Oser, O-S-E-R. And she has live shows she puts on in San Francisco and now in New York. And Tinder Disrupt features people who give presentations about themselves, either about themselves or about a friend of theirs who's single.
Oh.
So I would say, like, if I was doing, I don't know any single guys anymore. I know a single guy named Tom. I should say, Tom, I could do it for him. I'd say, this is Tom. He's a nice guy. He makes decent money. He'll take you out he won't leave you in a restaurant hanging. He won't lie to you too often. That's Tom. But that's what these Tinder disrupts are.
Well, that
And
makes
she-
sense. It's
Yeah,
like
it does.
live. It's like live marketing.
Yeah.
It's like-
Every
it's
show has
live.
about 100 attendees, and there's been an estimated 5,000 audience members,
Wow.
and she said that these people are getting phone numbers or exchanging Instagram handles.
Great.
All right, all right. So anyway, that's a good sign for those generations. I feel a little bit better now that they're coming to their senses, at least in terms of dating and getting off that swipe. Let's go this way. I'll find this person here.
Yeah.
All right. What else I want to tell you? Oh, you sent me this article, basically goofing on me about something about marijuana smoking.
Yeah. I love that line. What was it? You red-eyed old toker or something.
Well,
I thought of you immediately.
when I was in college in the 70s, early 70s, there was a you know, business of marijuana and using, like, for example, there was head shops.
Yeah.
Even in the small college town I was at, it was a little store, and they'd sell rolling papers and bongs and these sort of wacky comic books by guys like R. Crumb, keep on trucking, R. Crumb character. And then in college we screwed around with marijuana, but then after college I got married, and I couldn't do that anymore, so that's ended. All the way up till Valerie got her master's degree, and then had a party at our house. So this is 25 years later, since I'd had marijuana, and
I
then
remember that story.
yeah, in the ensuing time, marijuana became like more effective than it was. That all it was seeds and stuff when I was in college.
Yeah.
So she has this party over to the house, and all these young people that were getting their master's degree come over to our house because we were older and had a house and stuff, and they start smoking marijuana. I took about 3 hits. I was so high that I couldn't do anything. I couldn't function. One of my kids came up to me. Yeah, I told you this. One of my kids came up to me and said, "Can you get on, Dad? Would you log us onto Disney.com?" I sat down in front of the computer, and about 30 minutes later, I had probably the D, I, and the S typed in there. That was all I could get out of me. Like, it was so messed up. And then at the end of the story was that my wife found me later that afternoon in one of the kids' rooms watching Teletubbies.
I love it.
I was dumb. But at any rate, nowadays, to your point in that article was that even that, what used to be fun and getting high and red-eyed and hiding it and stuff, and putting a towel at the bottom of the door so the smoke didn't come flying out of your room.
Yeah.
It's been gentrified. And
it's a deal now. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
the guy you sent me the article about, he said, in an effort to cut down on my drinking after a particularly boozy vacation, I bought a case of cannabis soda online.
I didn't even know it was there. Yeah, I didn't even know it was out there.
Oh, it's a soda. It's called Low Boy by the brand Cans, Cann. He said it was blood orange and cardamom flavored, and each one contained 1 milligram of THC. You know what THC is?
Yeah. It's the hallucinogenic component,
Yeah.
chemical component of weed, I think.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know
it's
this.
the THC. I looked it up. It's the principal psychoactive compound and one of the 113 cannabinoids identified within the class of cannabinoid medications. That's
Yeah.
what it is. So evidently, when the marijuana is made up of THC and CBD, whatever CBD is. He says, I drink one in lieu of a glass of wine while I'm cooking dinner. So he drinks a can of this marijuana juice before he cooks dinner. And then he goes, on an empty stomach, it would give me the mildest feeling of euphoria, the equivalent, he said, of a half a glass of wine, which faded after about 10 minutes.
Why not just drink the wine?
That's what I said. I just said, why don't you just drink the wine, weirdo? Just drink the wine.
Yeah.
Go through the trouble ordering up a case of soda, Low Boy, that's marijuana-laced juice, or whatever the hell it is. Just go buy some wine. He just substituted. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then but the thrust of the article was that he said, I miss the old stony days when, people would get high and red-eyed and everything. Well, go back to it then.
Yeah, good luck.
And I also thought to myself, if all that subculture is lost. It used to be fun. You get high, you were hiding it, and you didn't want anybody to bust you, and you didn't want the RA on your floor at college to come in there and start yelling at you. And you play music when you get stoned. You play great 60s or 70s music, Jimi Hendrix or something. Now who are you going to play? Who are you going to put on?
Yeah.
Justin Bieber?
No.
Not
Thank
Justin
God,
Bieber.
no.
No. You could, all these, Taylor Swift, maybe. I know who I'd put on, though.
Don't
Whiz
go there.
Bang.
Don't go there.
Whiz Bang, the ultimate rapper, your alter ego. It made you famous, by the way. You
Yeah,
should hold a
millions.
concert.
Millions.
Millions of people would come see your concert. Like you're the
Nice.
Taylor Swift of septuagenarian, whatever that word is, rappers.
Yeah.
Whiz
Nice thing
Bang.
about it is no one in our community of followers or subscribers is old enough to remember. So I
They
can
remember.
thankfully move on from those days.
Show everybody your neck tattoo.
Yeah, I did pretty well. It erased pretty well. And now those
can't
two
even-
that have
You
those
can't even
two
raise your neck up, old
those-
man.
those two that have grown over it now pretty much hide what's left. So
Can you do this?
of course I can do that.
You can't barely lift that
No, you're
giant
wearing
skull of yours.
You're wearing a T-shirt, so all that shows is turkey neck. I'm wearing a custom-made, freshly laundered Oxford.
Oh, for crying out loud. All right, so you said you had a rant this week. You were pissed off about something about teeth.
Well, no,
lay it on me.
There's this local ad on television. You've probably seen it. Some doctor, Sean or somebody, and the whole ad is, I can give you a full set of teeth in one day, all new implants in one day. And every time I see it, it just pisses me off because, first of all, the guy's a real weenie. And secondly, he looks like a total sleazebag. So I asked my dentist about it, and Mary's dentist as well, two highly respected local practitioners. And they both said, no, the whole thing's a scam because you can't take everyone's teeth out. You can't take anyone's teeth out all in one day and replace them with dental implants because the mouth's a total mushball if you do that. And they just shake their head. It's like,
I don't know.
It's a total
This thing is troubling. First of all, Dennis told me one time that he had to take my wisdom teeth out,
yeah.
and I fought against that for months, and then finally went through it, and it was utter agony. That was 4 of them.
Horrid.
But what are they doing? Why are they pulling all your teeth out for in the first place?
Apparently, according to this guy's ads, in his latest version now, they ask him, "Oh, Dr. Sean, tell us about your success story," and he says, "Oh, Miranda has a full set of teeth now, and she just got a promotion, and she just got engaged." It's like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Why don't you just get the front ones changed out then? Why do you have to do the whole mouthful?
Oh, Jesus, it's terrible.
So the bottom line is that this guy gets on TV and he says that you go in there in the morning, he'll pull out all your
Yeah.
teeth and put in all new teeth,
In one
and then
day.
one day
Yeah.
and you'll come out there with the whole new set of choppers and you look great.
Yeah.
What are those phony teeth made of?
But I don't know, got to be some plastic or zircon compound of some kind. I don't know. Yeah.
No, I don't. I'm not doing that. That's stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid.
That is a ripoff. When I saw the article, I did a little research. It said the cost of all on 4 dental implants, also known as teeth in a day or same day dental implants, can cost anywhere from $3,000 to over $50,000.
Yeah.
The average cost is around $20,000 per arch, but the price can depend on several factors, including location for some reason. The cost of living and other factors that make some regions more expensive than others, meaning if you're living in a crummy part of town, it's only going to cost you 10 grand. If you live in Beverly Hills, it's going to cost you 100 grand.
100 grand, yeah. Or
And also,
you go to Mexico and they'll
get
do
it
it
for
for 1,500.
do it for 50.
Yeah, you won't be
I
able
tell
to
you,
talk.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, you go down to Tijuana, you don't might not even want it. They'll take your teeth from you.
Oh, God.
That's why I don't go down there anymore. It's crazy. And the material, they said that the strongest kind of material for these teeth is called zirconia,
Yeah,
but it can be more expensive if it breaks. Meaning, if you chomp on one of those steaks that you cook that are so overcooked that you have to tear through it like a wild animal, then might break your zirconia. If you need bone grafting or tooth extraction, the cost will increase. Of course, you need tooth extraction. Isn't that the whole? They're taking them all
yes.
out.
That's the whole point.
That's the whole point.
It's crazy.
Or if this one place advertises doing that same thing, but you did it in 2 visits, 2 days, for $13,495.
Great, great. A real bargain.
You have a low self-esteem about your
Self-loathing.
to go in there and say, I pull them all out. I think there's like 30 teeth in your head. Go pulling them all out, and then replace them all, and then have me home for dinner so I can use them.
Yeah, it's ludicrous. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's
Anyways.
my rant. Yeah.
All right, that was a pretty good rant. Usually your rants aren't so sort of nutty, but that was a pretty good rant. If you don't want to be alone for the rest of your life, Mike, I'm going to give you some advice.
Good. Keep my teeth.
Yeah, keep your teeth, first of all. Avoid these 12 social mistakes. Here's the social mistakes that people make if they want to spend their time alone. I like spending my time alone, so I probably make every one of these.
You're a master at the list.
Master class. I hold a master class every month in this. Number one, gossiping. You shouldn't be gossiping. I love gossiping, so I gossip all the time. So I don't care. Here's the other mistake: not keeping your word about commitments. I try to keep my word on commitments, but if they change, things change. Don't cyberstalk. Now, that's not a big deal for people our age. We don't really get on there cyberstalking anybody, so it doesn't matter. I had to look up an explanation of the cyberstalking. It says if you follow a new acquaintance on all social media platforms immediately after meeting them, that's going to make them uncomfortable. So those people that we meet in happy hour, they don't want us to go home and start following them on Instagram and wherever.
Yeah.
You shouldn't overstep your personal boundaries. Okay.
What's that mean?
If somebody sets up a personal boundary and doesn't want to talk about something, you don't overstep and get in their face about something.
Oh, okay. That's legit.
You shouldn't be rude, especially at restaurants. Or in our world,
You're going
at
to have to work
CVS.
on that one. You're going to have to work on that one.
I don't. Restaurants are a particular thorn in my side because I respect that waiters and waitresses have a tough job and but when I get into a restaurant, I like to get in there, get the drink going, get the food ordered, get a glass of wine, and then get out of there. Have that check ready. And also, Mike, you shouldn't ignore subtle social cues. So if someone's giving you a social cue,
Give me
you
an
should
example.
respect that.
What's a social cue?
I don't know, actually.
I have
And it
no
also
idea.
said about that one, it said, this may be difficult to navigate if you're neurodivergent, for example, autistic, ADHD, or both. Who
Well,
knows?
duh. Yeah. I mean, you're dealing
Says-
with a partial deck. You're probably going to ignore some things. Jeez.
So don't want to, this is another one you don't want to be staring at people.
No, that's a good way to get punched right in the nose.
I'm staring at every one of you subscribers out there just to make you feel uncomfortable.
And they are cringing because they get a close-up of that haircut. Oh, my God.
Handsome. Don't ask inappropriate questions, which you do all the time.
I try. That's usually the way to initiate good conversation.
Don't overstay your welcome,
Never.
which at my house means you have 15 minutes to get in and out.
Yeah. In our house, it means you never get invited in the first place. It pisses Mary off because I took the guest room and converted it into my room.
You did?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just not going to have anybody come stay in there.
You just.
Well, she took
That's-
over the whole walk-in closet. So there's one little closet in the whole house left for my shit. So that's in the guest room. So
You got a lot of shit too. You got tons of those cowboy boots. Where do you put all those cowboy boots?
I got cowboy boots, I got guns, I got cowboy hats.
You got a
Oh,
wine
one
thing too.
room.
You got a wine chill thing.
Yeah, I got
You had in that other.
little, yeah.
Yeah,
That's that's over in my office,
that's in your office.
near and dear.
We had my son and his girlfriend visited for 7 days, and I thought it was going to be that by day 3 I'd be putting them on an early flight back home but it turned out to be okay. They didn't, bug me that much.
Well, they're cool though. That was a treat to meet them that evening. They're very
They were
cool.
They
Yeah.
were cool. You don't want to be pushy,
Why not?
and don't brag. By the way, if I didn't brag, we wouldn't have a podcast.
Well, I brag about your background all the time. It's the only way I can legitimize my presence on this podcast. Yeah, but he was an industry executive for years.
Play that up. All right. Anyways, don't do those things, any of those things I just said. Otherwise, you're going to be alone for the rest of your life. This is why I don't trust politicians, by the way, and this is why Mike and we don't talk about politics on this show. The only time we talk about politics on this show is if the politician has done something stupid, like Christy Noam shooting a poor old cricket.
For the dog, yeah.
I don't care what party you are or anything. That's just stupid to go out there shooting dogs just because they weren't mean enough for you or something. It wasn't
She's an
aggressive
idiot.
enough or was it
She's
too aggressive?
Too aggressive. Yeah, too aggressive. It says a woman with a gun.
Yeah.
A dog is
brought
too
old-
aggressive. Yeah.
Brought old cricket out there and shot him. But this is another reason I don't like politicians. This Nevada politician was found guilty Thursday of more than a half a dozen felony charges for raising tens of thousands of dollars to erect a memorial to a police officer killed in the line of duty, right? So she does this altruistic thing. She raises all this money. They're going to make this giant memorial in this small Nevada town for this cop who got himself killed. But instead, she just spent the money on herself, on rent, travel, plastic surgery, and her daughter's wedding.
Oh, man.
How do you even think you're going to get away with it? Like, at some point, somebody's going to say, hey, what happened with the memorial?
Yeah, yeah. When are we going to see the drawings?
Where's the money? Oh, by the way, your daughter's wedding, that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Destination wedding in Hawaii.
Where'd you get that new Mercedes? How'd that work
Get that
out?
new Mercedes. Yeah. All right. Now, every week, Mike and I, basically, it seems like we're always talking about some kind of animal story. I mean, we've done stories on that 6-foot emotional support alligator that guy in Florida carries around with him, and that he lost it. Or no, that guy, somebody stole it and reintroduced it to the
Turned it
wild.
loose. Yeah.
He's still in tears over that because he had a gig going by carrying that alligator around with him, and he had millions of followers on Instagram, and now he's probably still out in the swamp somewhere going, hey, where are you?
Yeah. Calling his alligator.
Please come back. And we've talked about that New York City parrots that woman had, who basically were so loud that it drove the neighbors nuts for 20 years, and they tried to evict her and everything else, and it turned up and bit them in the ass because the court ruled against them for harassing her, and they had to pay her $150,000 and buy her apartment.
Buy her
Remember?
apartment out, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like $800,000. That was a big mistake.
Yeah. And then last week, Mike, we talked about that baby hippo in the Bangkok Zoo called Mo Deng.
Yeah, it was great.
This week, it's Nibby, Nibi, a furry female beaver taken in by wildlife rescuers. And it was found on a roadside in 2022, weighed 1 pound. And this place, what was it called? The Newhouse Wildlife Rescue Center, run by Jane Newhouse, who's, it's her namesake. She brought little Nibby home, fed it, took care of it. Now it's a full-size beaver, and she put it all over Instagram. And of course, it's got tens of thousands of followers, and people probably sending in money. So
Yeah.
Jane doesn't want to lose Nibby, but the state of Massachusetts is saying, "Oh, wait a minute, you got to take that beaver and put him back into the woods."
Yeah, it's a wild animal, so you have to reintroduce him.
Jane's not going to reintroduce it anywhere, but she's fighting it, and she's using her social media reach to have people help fight her. She says that the beaver's sensitive, emotional, and family oriented, and she can't get rid of it right now.
I wonder how she can tell.
I don't know what you feed a beaver either. I don't even know what a beaver eats.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Maybe, maybe they feed him dog food, kibble. One of the ways of reintroducing a beaver evidently back into nature is to have another sort of a wilder beaver come and live with that one, so they pick up the habits.
Yeah.
Well, they couldn't find another beaver. Then they finally found another beaver to come live with Nibby, and Nibby didn't like the other beaver and wouldn't have anything to do with it. So they have this spoiled, rotten beaver living in this wildlife shelter in Boston, Massachusetts, or outside Boston, and this woman's trying to save it. So I don't even know what to say about that story. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Well, she's going to court. I think there's going to be a lawsuit.
Yeah, she's just basically saying but the subtext is she's not getting rid of it. She doesn't want what's good for Nibby. She wants what's
Yeah,
good for her Instagram
her.
account.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a mess. All right, last story here, of course, is our Florida man.
Love.
These two guys from Florida, of course, I can't remember where they're from. They went out and captured an alligator with the sole intent of basically trying to get it drunk on beer.
There we go.
Yeah. So one of them, what's their names? 27-year-old Timothy Kepke and his friend, 22-year-old Noah Osborne, go out into the wild somewhere. I guess you don't have to go too far out anywhere to catch an alligator in Florida. It's probably right out in your backyard.
Yeah.
And they're taping or filming the whole thing, and the 22-year-old Noah catches the gator, holds it.
By hand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
by hand.
Just, yeah.
Bear hugs it. And Timothy starts pouring beer down its throat. So while Osborne's trying to hold on to this alligator, Kepke tempted the animal to bite his arm by putting his arm up close to the mouth.
And
Of course,
guess what?
It bit his arm. Then that makes the alligator crazy, and it shakes itself loose from Noah, and then the two, just get the hell out of there, and they release the things. Well, these two idiots, of course, you're not supposed to be doing that. Even in Florida, they have some semblance of laws about what you can and can't do with wild animals. These two idiots posted the whole thing, cut this video of themselves capturing it, putting beer down its throat, getting their arm bit, letting it loose, the whole thing. And the cops just see the video, they just go over to the house and arrested them both.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, boys, we need to talk to you. I'd like to have heard the discussion that led up to that prank. So,
Well, he said,
what are you doing this afternoon? Why don't we go, let's go catch a gator and make him drink beer.
yeah.
Hey, that's a great idea.
Well, when the cops got to Kepke's house, he said he admitted he was the man in the video. And then he said, and while I was drinking, he said, but I wasn't drunk.
Yeah.
Right.
Yet. Yeah.
Yet.
How
They were
could
probably
you tell?
high, though. Yeah, they were probably
Yeah.
high. All right. That is our podcast for today. If you would please do us a favor, subscribe. If you subscribe, Mike will come over your house. He'll wear his chaps, his hat, his Stetson, and even his fake sheriff's badge that he has. And he'll teach you how to ride a horse. And if you want to, don't like to look at Mike's cue ball head anymore, but I know it would
Look
be
at that.
tough to not to watch my beautiful face every week. But if you get tired of my
Frightening.
face, then you can check us out on Apple and or Spotify. Or send us an email, because Mike and I will answer all your questions about anything. Any question you have on any topic, on any subject, on anything, you can ask us and we'll answer it. All you have to do is write to oldpeoplethisweek@gmail.com.
Yeah, we love the inquiries. We love the comments. So,
We love all comments. And finally, check out our Substack at 52tasks.substack.com. There's always something on there for you to learn, and it'll make you a better human being. So that's it. Mike, take care.
do the same. Travel safe.
I will see you soon.
You got it. Adios.